She posted this on a Tuesday night at 11:47 p.m. The title was simple. I came home and someone was already inside. I didn't know for an hour. She was 26 years old. She lived alone in a second-floor apartment in a mid-sized city. She had been doing it for 2 years without a single problem. She had a deadbolt. She had a chain lock. She had a Ring doorbell on the front door. She felt safe. She came home from work on a Wednesday evening. She unlocked the door. She dropped her bag by the entrance. She made herself dinner. She watched television for about 40 minutes. She went to the bathroom, and when she came out, the closet door in the hallway was slightly more open than it had been when she walked past it. 30 seconds earlier, she stopped. She stood very still. She told herself she was imagining it. She told herself she was tired, that she had bumped it, that doors move on their own sometimes. She told herself a lot of things. In the space of about 10 seconds, and then she heard it, a breath, not her own. She grabbed her phone. She did not run for the front door, because the closet was between her and the front door. She ran to her bedroom. She locked the door. She called 911. She told the operator she thought someone was in her closet. She pressed herself against the wall so she could see the gap under the bedroom door. She watched the shadow in that gap. It didn't move for the entire 6 minutes. It took police to arrive. It just waited. Police arrived and cleared the apartment. In the hallway closet, they found a man. He was in his mid-30s. He was not armed with a weapon. He was not known to the woman. He had no connection to her that anyone could establish. He had entered through a window in the second-floor bathroom that she occasionally left unlocked because it faced an alley she had assumed no one would bother with. He had been in the closet for approximately 1 hour before she noticed. For 1 hour, she had been in her own apartment, eating dinner, watching television, living her evening, while a man stood in her closet and listened. He was arrested, he was charged. In the weeks that followed, investigators could not establish a clear motive for what he had planned to do while standing in that closet. He would not say. The woman moved out of that apartment. Within 2 weeks, she no longer lives alone. She posted an update 6 months later. She said she still checks every closet, every single time she comes home. She said she checks the bathroom window, even though she lives somewhere different now, with different windows. She said she cannot fully explain what it feels like to know that for an entire hour, someone was listening to you breathe in your own home while you had no idea. She said the hardest part was not being afraid. The hardest part was realizing that she had felt safe, and that the feeling of safety had been wrong the entire time. This story starts like a relationship post. It ends like a crime report. A woman posted on our relationship advice, asking if she was overreacting. Her boyfriend of 3 years had been behaving strangely. He was secretive with his phone. He had a second email address she had found by accident. He sometimes left in the middle of the night and came back hours later without explanation. She asked if anyone had advice. The top comment told her to check if his Reddit username appeared in any other communities. She did. She found a second account. She did not find relationship posts. On that second account, she found something else. A pattern of posts across multiple communities. Posts that described in careful and specific detail the daily routine of a woman who lived in a specific neighborhood of a specific city. Her neighborhood, her city, her routine. He had been posting about her movements, her schedule, when she left for work, when she came home, what route she took, which nights she was home alone. The posts were framed as fictional writing, as creative exercises, as story ideas, but the details were too specific to be fiction. Her car, her jacket, the coffee shop she stopped at every Tuesday and Thursday morning. He had been documenting her life on a Reddit account and sharing it with strangers who responded with interest and encouragement. She screenshot everything. She did not confront him. She called her sister. She packed a bag while he was at work. She left and went to her sister's house. Then she called the police. Investigators looked at the account. They found not just posts about her, but replies from other users asking questions about her routine that he had answered in detail. Strangers on the internet had been receiving a scheduled update on the movements of a woman who had no idea she was being watched. He was charged with stalking. In court, it emerged that the behavior had been going on for almost 2 years. The entire length of their relationship, he had never stopped watching her. He had never stopped documenting her. What he intended to do with that documentation Whether it was for his own purposes or whether he was sharing it for reasons investigators never fully established, was never made entirely clear. What was clear was that she had spent 3 years in a relationship with someone who had been treating her life as material to be collected and shared. She had told him things she had never told anyone. She had trusted him with the details of her daily existence, and he had been posting those details online for 2 years. The Reddit account had 847 followers. None of them knew her name. All of them knew her schedule. This story is different from the others tonight, because this one has something the others don't. An answer. In 2019, a user on UnresolvedMysteries posted a detailed thread about a Jane Doe case from 1991. A young woman had been found on the side of a highway in a rural state. No identification. No missing persons report that matched her description. No leads despite years of investigation. She had been lying in that case file for 28 years. The Redditor who posted the thread had spent months researching the case. They had compiled photographs, physical descriptions, details about jewelry found on the body, details about clothing and dental records. They posted it all and asked if anyone recognized her. Within 48 hours, the thread had been shared tens of thousands of times. Comments came in from across the country. Most were dead ends. Some were theories. Some were people sharing similar cases that might be connected. And then, on the third day, a comment appeared from an account that had never posted before. The account had been created that morning. The comment was 3 sentences long. It said, "I think I know who this is. I haven't spoken to my cousin since 1991. Can I contact someone about this?" The original poster gave them the contact information for the investigator still assigned to the case. The new account never posted again. 3 weeks later, the investigator updated the file. The Jane Doe had been identified. She was 23 years old when she died. She had been estranged from her family for reasons that the family declined to discuss publicly. Her name was entered into the record. She was given a grave marker with her real name. Her family was notified officially. The Reddit thread that identified her has been viewed more than 2 million times. The user who created it has since helped in the identification of 2 other Jane Doe cases using the same method. Detailed threads compiled research, distributed across communities of people who spend their time trying to put names to faces that the official investigations never could. There are hundreds of these cases, hundreds of people lying in grave sites under names like Jane Doe and John Doe and unknown female 1987. And there are people on Reddit who have made it their mission to find out who they really were. Most of them will never be identified through official channels. Some of them are found because someone on the internet spent enough time to post the right thread. This case began not with a victim's post, but with the discovery of a perpetrator's post. A Reddit user had been active on several communities for about 8 months. His posts were unsettling in a way that was hard to define at first. He posted frequently about a neighbor, not in the way people post about difficult neighbors, noise complaints, parking disputes, the ordinary friction of shared space. He posted about her in a way that suggested he had been watching her very carefully for a very long time. He described what time she left in the morning, what she was wearing when she did, whether she looked tired or happy or distracted, what groceries she carried in from her car, whether her lights were on after 10 p.m. The posts were written in a tone that other users found increasingly uncomfortable. They were framed as observation, as noticing things, as being a careful person who paid attention to his environment. But the attention was entirely and specifically focused on one woman. Users in the comments began flagging the posts. Some asked him directly if the neighbor knew he was watching her this closely. He responded to those comments by saying he was just being neighborly, that being observant was not a crime, that people were reading too much into it. The posts continued for 8 months, and then, one day, the post stopped. The user went silent, and 3 weeks after his last post, someone on mildlyterrifying connected his username to a news article from a small town in the Midwest. A woman had been reported missing. She had last been seen at her home. She lived in an apartment building. The last person known to have had contact with her was her neighbor. Her neighbor had been taken in for questioning. The details in the news article, the building, the city, the timeline, matched the details in 8 months of Reddit posts. The Reddit community mobilized immediately. Screenshots were taken. Threads were compiled. The original poster's account history was archived before it could be deleted. Everything was sent to law enforcement. The man was arrested. He had been responsible for her disappearance. He was convicted. The Reddit archive, 8 months of posts documenting his obsession with the woman who lived next to him, was entered as evidence in the trial. His own words, his own observations, his own detailed record of watching someone he had decided he would not let go, posted publicly on Reddit for 8 months, where anyone could see it, where eventually someone did. This final story is about what happens when you ask the internet for help and the internet gives you an answer you were not ready for. A woman posted on Our Relationships about her roommate. She said her roommate had been behaving strangely for several weeks, coming home at unusual hours, being secretive about where she had been, receiving phone calls she would take, outside the apartment even in the cold, locking her bedroom door. When she was inside it, something she had never done before. The poster was not asking if something dark was happening. She was asking if her roommate might be going through something personal and whether she should give her space or reach out. She was asking out of care. She liked her roommate. She was worried about her. The responses she received were not what she expected. Several users immediately asked whether the roommate had a partner or an ex they should know about. She said yes. Her roommate had recently broken up with someone she described as having taken it badly. The comment thread shifted quickly. Users started asking specific questions. Had the roommate's behavior changed immediately after the breakup? Was she getting calls at unusual hours? Was she jumping when her phone rang? Was she checking the locks more than usual? The poster answered yes to all of them. She was starting to understand that the thread was not going where she thought it was going. Users in the thread began describing a pattern they recognized, a pattern of behavior consistent with someone who knew they were being followed, who knew someone was watching them, who was trying to behave normally while living in a state of fear they hadn't told anyone about. The poster went and knocked on her roommate's door. She asked her directly if she was okay. Her roommate opened the door. She had been crying. She said she hadn't wanted to involve anyone. She said she thought she could handle it. She said she had been hoping it would stop on its own. It had not stopped. Her ex had been following her for 6 weeks. He knew her schedule. He had been appearing in places she was at, her gym, her grocery store, the coffee shop near her work, often enough that she knew it was not coincidence. He had sent her messages telling her he just wanted to talk, that he wasn't doing anything wrong, that he just missed her. She had blocked him. He had found new numbers to call from. She had blocked those. He had started showing up instead. She had not gone to the police because she did not have what she thought of as enough evidence. The woman who had posted on Reddit helped her roommate compile everything she had: screenshots, dates and times of sightings, the messages from the numbers he had used. They went to the police together. A restraining order was issued. The ex violated it within 10 days and was arrested. He had been in the parking lot of their building on the night of his arrest, waiting. The woman who posted on Reddit later wrote an update. She said she had almost not posted. She said she had almost convinced herself she was overthinking it, that her roommate was probably fine, that it was probably nothing. She was glad she posted. She was glad Reddit answered, and she was glad they both listened.